to
احساس می‌کنیم که در راه مقاومت باید این
to spend this gold in the path of resistance to give it to the resistance. Basically, the Hamas and Hezbollah have been devastated so much for resources that Iranian women they're trying to ask Iranian women to give up their gold to support them.
هدیه رو بگذاریم و تقدیم کنیم. این
Like we have to this might be something special in the heritage in your family that has been passed down to you from generation to generation, but today it's our duty to offer this as a gift to the resistance.
طلا برای ما خانم‌های ایرانی یه عمر از مادر بزرگامون از مادر
Like this gold for us Iranian women, this is something that for life that has been for generations has been passed down from grandma to granddaughter, from grandmas and our mothers.
که طلا خلاصه برای روز مباداست.
And we were always told that this gold is for a special day, is for that rainy day, that it's like an emergency fund, like that, right?
و امروز اون روز مبادای امت
and she's saying, well, and today is that day that the day that your mother, your mothers and your grandmas, they have been giving you this gold to keep it for a very special day. And she's saying that today is that special day for the Islamic Ummah, for the Islamic community. So yeah, so there's a lot of videos right now. This is just one of them, but there's a lot of videos on Iranian national TV asking Iranian women to just give up their gold to fund terrorism, basically to fund terrorism. Anyways, I think, like, let me see, let me actually watch this one with you guys. So you guys know this guy. This guy is Mosab Hassan Youssef. He's this guy on the right. So he's the son of the main leader of Hamas. So let's see what he has to say.
Let's talk about from a military perspective and how Hamas may respond to this. With someone, you just can't get anyone who understands the organization better. The son of a founding member of Hamas who defected to fight for Israel after he learned what Hamas had become about while imprisoned with his father. Okay? He's the author of From Hamas to America, Mosab Hassan Youssef, sometimes referred to as the Green Prince. My friend, thank you for responding to my call to come on and help us understand this. What does it mean that he's gone? What are you concerned about that Hamas will do in response?
The man who orchestrated and executed October 7 genocide is gone. But this is not the end of the war. And my eyes are on Tehran, the head of the snake. As long as Ayatollah, the one who sent thousands of Iranian children to sweep minefields as a strategy, the same one who has sacrificed Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, and he's willing to sacrifice the entire world for his political ambition. As long as he's still alive, we are going to have a problem in the Middle East. Today is not a day to celebrate. And
I disagree with that part. I know we have a lot more to do, but today we have to take the days that we can for celebration. But the rest of what he said, I agree with, except this part. No, celebrate. Like, we deserve some celebration.
So the presidential nominee, Kamala, saying regarding that this is over. It's not over. She's trying to win the votes, and we are trying to win the war. It's the responsibility of every free person in the world to put an end for this Islamic Republic that has been funding Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis by the American taxpayer money. It's insanity. Everybody is escaping the responsibility. And now we don't have Sinwar in Gaza. Most of Hamas is destroyed. So why don't we pressure the Egyptian army to go into Rafah? If Israel cannot go into Rafah with...
I don't know if, okay, so this part I don't know as well, because I don't know if Israel would trust the Egyptian army to go into Rafah and do what is required to do. I don't know about his solution. Guys, what do you think about his solution? I don't know if his solution would work. The only military I would trust in Gaza to finish the job without supporting terrorists is the IDF and the U.S. military.
Without huge civilian casualty, why don't we send the Egyptian army? We have been funding the Egyptian army $1.5 billion annually. Why cannot we pressure them to tell them, go get the job done and bring the hostages back? Because I am certain that the Gazans will not kill the Egyptian soldiers if they go into Rafah today.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But the Israeli, okay, so I like a lot of what this man says, but I don't know about the solution. I mean, the Egyptian military might have a lot of Hamas sympathizers that would bring aid to Hamas, or maybe like some of the key figures that would try to smuggle out some of the key figure. Not all of Egypt's military, but there are Hamas sympathizers there that might smuggle out some key important people and smuggle in resources for Hamas. Again, I don't know. What do you guys think?
To locate the hostages and bring them back to their families.
Is that because Israel doesn't want Egyptian interference and control of an area that they have to make sure is clear for their own safety?
Yeah, like the entire border of Egypt and Gaza should now be controlled. Like it was under the control of Egypt, and that's for so many years. Hamas kept on getting stronger and stronger. So, given that Egypt hasn't been doing a good job in monitoring that border crossing, I mean, all the ammunitions and all the resources that go to Gaza, they don't go to Gaza from the Israeli Gaza border. They go from the Egypt Gaza border. So, what do you think? I mean, we have seen the record. Why would we trust them with that? Why would we trust them if we can't trust them with that border? Why would we trust them with them coming inside Gaza?
This is an exceptional situation. If Egypt has the intention, with coordination with Israel, the United States, and the rest of the world, to go on one mission to bring the hostages back and remove Hamas fleeing forces from power and give the people their freedom back, then there is no problem. I don't think Israel would oppose that if it's actually coordinated with Israel.
What do you think about?
Yeah, coordinated if you could trust them.
About the ability of Hamas to, whether it's Ishmael or any of the other ones, or just one of the other proxy groups, to just step up and fill the space as we saw after America took out Osama bin Laden. Is that your concern, that this is more of a worm than a snake, and when you cut off one piece of it, it just grows in the other direction?
Look, Hamas, you can consider Hamas over. They have fleeing forces, and they can cause lots of trouble. Now, anybody who's going to replace Sinwar is going to die. Actually, Khalid Mash'al is a dead man walking. All Hamas.
So Khalid Mash'al is the other. So remember when I said the two remaining people that could be the leader of Hamas? One of them is the brother of Sinwar, and the other one is Khalid Mash'al. Khalid Mash'al, the problem with him is that he does not like the Islamic Republic in Iran. And if he becomes the leader, the main support for Hamas, which is the Islamic Republic of Iran, that might get cut because there's tensions between them. Sinwar's brother, if he becomes the next leader of Hamas, the issue with him is that he's a maniac more than even his brother, and he would not be. It seems like, based on what people are saying, is that he's less likely even to release the hostages. And so these are the two options right now. Again, anything could happen. I'm not trying to predict the future, but this is what people are saying about these two alternatives when it comes to leaders, right? The next leader of Hamas. But whoever is the next leader, he could consider himself like already dead. I mean, Nasrallah, when he died, then the next person that they picked as the leader, he died within days after, and now nobody wants to be the leader of Hezbollah. So they made somebody in Iran the leader of Hezbollah because nobody was volunteering for the job anymore, because anybody that became the leader just died. So this might happen for Hamas as well.
Leaders in Turkey, in Qatar, in Tehran, in Beirut, wherever they are dead men walking. I said this from the beginning of the war. On October 7, they crossed all the red lines. What they did is unforgivable, is unforgettable. So it doesn't matter who's going to come in office. All of them are wanted. All of them are on the Mossad hits list. And let me take it even farther. Ayatollah is on the Mossad's hit list, and the rest of the Iranian guards. For the next weeks, for the next months, could be for the next years, we are going to witness the elimination of everybody who orchestrated, funded, planned October 7. We cannot afford legitimizing such savages who killed people indiscriminately, who kidnapped infants, who kidnapped Holocaust survivors. Today is a good day. Today is a great day that we eliminated Sinwar. We have waited for so long, and you could see him, and you could see his nature. He's a coward. He's a coward. He was defeated, he was humiliated, and he had...
I don't know if he was a coward. He was evil. I wouldn't call him a coward, though. I don't know. I would call Nasrallah a coward. I wouldn't call Sinwar a coward. It's like sometimes evil people might not be coward, but even though they're evil.
A very ugly death. But this is not the end of the story. We have lots of work to do. And I personally will not rest until I see the Ayatollah, Hezbollah, Houthis, all Iranian proxies defeated and removed from power. And by the way, it's just a matter of time. I am sure there are people in Gaza that want freedom from Hamas.
Okay, so guys, these are the footages of his dead body. So this is good that they are. This is already pixelated, so you can see this was his last. This was him when they found him dead.
That want freedom from Hamas. Enough is enough. More than 36.
So good. By the way, Mosab is saying what I said at the earlier. He's hoping that more. He hopes that more people in Gaza are thinking like, yeah, let's just like, there's no victory of this, guys. Here's the thing: the wars continue because both sides. The reason why wars continue, even with ceasefires, they will come back. The reason why they continue is because both sides believe that there's something to be achieved from this war. Wars end when one side, at least one side, is finally convinced that there's nothing that they could achieve from this war. Israeli people are not going to be convinced of that because Israeli people are fighting for the survival of their country. So if you want this war to end, it's the other side that has to be convinced that this war is not going to bring them anything worth fighting for. That is the whole point of victory. That's the whole point of what Israel is doing in Gaza and in Lebanon, is to eventually get to the point where most people in this region give up and they lose their hope for victory. Losing your hope for victory is how we end wars. And so let's see how Mosab is phrasing that here.
And by the way, it's just a matter of time. I am sure there are people in Gaza that want freedom from Hamas. Enough is enough. More than 36 years of slavery to a sick ideology. And the rest of the world has legitimized them as a resistant movement. And I've been saying since the beginning of the war, this is not resistance. Killing, raping, looting, kidnapping, this is not resistance. Palestine is non-existential. The world needs to understand that Palestine was never a country. It has never been occupied. This lie must come to an end. And if the Arabs who live in the region, if they drop their violence, if they drop their evil practice of sacrificing civilians, children, for political and financial gain, once they come to realize that this strategy is a dead end, the moment they understand this, then they can coexist with Israel. And Israel has no problem coexisting with the rest of the Arab world.
Well, but you said it right there. I mean, we're not going to have a straight military solution to this, no matter how effective Mossad is. There's a financial component, there's a political component, and that's why it's continued the way it has. But I appreciate your perspective and the power behind it, as always. My friend Mosab Hassan Youssef, thank you for coming in and explaining the state of play in this moment.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chris. I appreciate it.